Hi, I'm Julie Farkas, Director at the Novi Public Library, and welcome to Beyond Books. We're here on the patio, here at the beautiful Novi Library, enjoying a wonderful summer morning, and I am sharing my time this morning with Dr. Matthews, Superintendent of Novi Community School District. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Good morning.
It's great to see you in person.
It is.
It's been a few months.
It has been. It's been a while since we've been together.
I know. I've missed you. I've missed your staff.
Well.
I've done a lot of talking on the phone and Zooms, which I appreciate, but it's really nice to see you in person.
Well, thank you.
I'm excited to talk to you about, how our 1920 year went before March and before the closure. We had some amazing partnerships and opportunities where we connected this past year, and I want to talk about those things because they're super exciting. The first thing was our cafe.
That's right.
That we opened last fall, and I know that they're open again. The library is back open, and we're super excited that we were able to partner with you and Chartwell's and a wonderful group of students from the transition program. And it's that school year started out just fabulous with being able to have proudly served Starbucks in the library, and then having about 6 of your students come over throughout the week working with the library and then also learning skills. I'm looking forward to that taking place again this fall in some form or fashion, so we can only hope that that'll be one of the things that we look forward to.
Right, we're very excited. It was a great collaborative effort between the library and the school district. Our students really benefited from it, learning some job skills, but also learning how to interact with community members in a positive way. And so it was a great effort between the library and the school district.
And we thank you so much, Steve, for that. You have a great team. The other thing we got to work on with Dr. R.J. Weber was helping the school district identify resources from the library that would be helpful to your students. And so first, we did a huge library campaign, and you gave us an opportunity to give library cards to all your staff and to all the students in the district. I am so proud to tell Novi that all of the students in Novi had an opportunity to get a library card if they needed one. And so hundreds of cards were issued out last year. And then the databases that the library has, we made an easier connection. We ended up giving out a magnet that gave all of the different databases and resources that students could use, and I know that those were passed out through the district so that kids had them right at their fingertips to go to. And a lot of your teachers actually incorporated that right into their curriculum and into the classroom.
We did. We had, if you go through our classrooms in the district, you'll see those magnets up on filing cabinets and by teachers' desks, and they reference them always to the students, and we really encourage the students to come and use the resources here at the library because it's a great partnership. You provide so much for our students, and with the library card access, students really do have a kind of a world at their fingertips.
And we're excited that we were able to do that because we were finding that not always our databases were being used. Right. They got lost in the shuffle sometimes, and so to be able to have that connection with you and the students and with your teachers, thank you again for that opportunity. Also, I'm really excited because we did a community read. And the high school, the students from the high school get to benefit from that. We had Michael Zadorian and his book called Beautiful Music. And we had a really nice group of high school students that got to share in hearing him read a little bit from the book, but then also do a Q&A and interact with an author. And it was a great, fabulous book. If you haven't read it, it's about music and growing up in the 70s, and which I love, that music, I do. And it was really more the hard rock music too, so that really is a genre that is a lot of fun. And it was set in the Detroit and Redford area too, so there's local connections to that book. And so we always appreciate when we can get outside the building too and bring someone to the high school and to the students in order to interact with them. So a huge thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. I know our media specialist at the high school, Bethany Bratney, really appreciates that collaborative effort, bringing in authors to help students kind of begin to develop an appreciation of what authors go through to write a book, but also to expand potentially what they're reading as well.
Yep, and I know she's also a voracious reader
Yes,
like
she
you
is.
are, so it's pretty exciting when you, because she gets excited about books like you do, when you bring a great author in, you know, she's wonderful with connecting the students and getting the teachers also excited about the opportunity as well. And then to move on, right in early March, our Novi Educational Foundation, which is your partner, they donated a new ping pong table to the teen space at the library, and we did the unveiling. And then unfortunately, the students did not get much time to enjoy it. So we'll make sure that when fall comes, they'll get more opportunity for that. But you know, they are a wonderful group. I know that they work very closely with you, and they give some wonderful grants and help your teachers.
They do. The Novi Educational Foundation is a great partner with us. They kind of supported the teen space, and that's really a great place for our number of our high school students to go after school. It gives them a place to kind of unwind and to relax a little bit. Also gets them into the library to see all the resources that are here. And so it's been a great kind of a collaborative partnership between us over a number of years, developing a safe space for those students to come every day after school.
And so it's a huge thank you to them for their support. Actually, that's one of the most favorite activities done in the
Yes,
teen space is to play ping pong. So I know the kids when the table wasn't working well anymore, and we have gone through a couple of tables, so it gets played, and it's very much a big part of teen space. So a huge thank you to them. So I have been following you, and all during the closure, you were doing some major reading. You also did a read aloud. Mm-hmm. Once a week, I believe it was?
Every day.
Every
for
day, okay.
67 days in a row.
So you read some fantastic books, and I see that you have brought
I did.
Some books with you. Do you want to just share the titles
Sure.
and just make sure that people know that they have access to them at the library? And
Yes. One of the books I read in the spring for our students was All Rise for the Honorable Perry T. Cook. It's a great book. It follows it's about an incarcerated parent and her son, and he goes into foster care, and it's about him and family and developing appreciation of how do you make something good out of something bad. And it is a really good book, kind of for those middle grade readers. And it'd be a great book for parents to read with their own children.
Awesome.
I'll save this one for last. And then another book I read, Aaron Entrada Kelly is a great author. And this book is You Go First. It's about two students who kind of connect over kind of a Scrabble game online, and they never actually meet in person. And they kind of support each other through kind of their growing up. They're both kind of in middle school, and they struggle a little bit making friends, and they have this relationship where they can help each other out, to help them be brave in the face of what they're going through. And so it's a really good book as well. And Erin Entrada Kelly has a lot of great other books as well, and so I'd encourage you to read her. And then one of my favorite all-time authors is John David Anderson, and this is his brand new book, One Last Shot. It's a great summer book because it's about putt-putt. And it's about a child, kind of a middle school age child, and trying to figure out how to find something that he and his father can relate to, because his father was a star athlete and he is not, and the parents are kind of going through a struggle as well. But it's about trying to figure out family and friendship and using kind of putt-putt as a tool to do that. So three good books, but I would encourage families to read in the summer. I've read 3 or 4 other books since the summer started, and it's just a good way to think about your own life, but also to make connections with other people. So
I agree with you. And you know what? We have our summer reading program currently going on. It's virtual this year. The theme is Imagine Your Story, which I love the theme because you think of all the personal stories you might have, but then all the fabulous stories you can be reading. And this year is unique, obviously, with us being virtual, but it doesn't mean we don't want to keep and not encourage kids to be reading. I think this is actually a bigger time to get kids reading, because trying to build some connections that they might not have because they've been away from people. I myself, and I know I shared this with you, a few months ago was not reading. I was in a funk of not reading, and I'm back. And I think it's because of what happened, where I needed a new outlet, and I had to get back to reading again. So I've been able to read some great things also as well since this all started. So I appreciate that. But we definitely want to encourage people to be reading this summer. Our program goes through the end of August. And Dr. Matthews, the school district has been a huge supporter of our summer reading program. We've been partners and friends for 10 years now that you've been in the district, and always since then, there has been a wonderful relationship with you and your principals and your team members to encourage the reading. Our numbers, because of the great relationship that we've had, have only gone up or stayed consistent in the last 10 years. And I do believe you are a role model for that. When you sit and share and put out your thoughts on a title, and you get intimate, with what you're reading and wanting to encourage kids to read, I think that's fabulous. So take the role of Dr. Matthews, I'm going to tell you that, because he is giving you a really good example of what reading is. And what I also love is you're reading things that then you can connect with the kids. And so you're right on their level with sharing something that maybe, based on the books you are reading, maybe you've come across something that you might be able to share that might help a student.
Right.
So I think that's an awesome part of what you're doing as well. So don't forget summer reading, because that does go through August, and the library is highly recommending everyone to get involved. There are incentives for being part of it. I'm not a big fan of incentives, but I think it's great that when you can read, you reward yourself a little bit for doing that. And our rewards aren't big, but they're opportunities to show that you've made that accomplishment through the summer. I used to tell my kids, who are not little anymore, that if you're not reading in the summer, you're building cobwebs, and you're really not expanding that mind and letting it grow through the summer. It's easy to get stuck and get lazy sometimes, which it definitely feels good to relax, but reading and reading what you want to read also in the summer is a fun part of that. So talk a little bit, I know you probably don't have all the answers yet, but fall unfortunately will be coming soon. What will fall look like?
Fall will be interesting for all of us. Our hope is that, and our plan is that we're going to bring students back to school. We're going to, the governor has a roadmap, and she has some required elements in that roadmap, and so we're going to implement all of those things. We're going to use masking and hygiene, have sanitizer all over. We're going to social distance as much as we can. We will probably kind of cohort students so that they don't interact with a lot of different people over the course of a day, but they will be in school experiencing our curriculum, experiencing their specials of band and choir and media and art, and so we have great confidence that the fall will go well. We're going to ensure all the safety protocols that we can to make sure that students are safe. We would encourage the community to engage in those practices as well, because it won't do any good if we engage in them at school but they're not engaging in them at home. And so it's a collaborative effort. The community has to support our students and ensure that they can be safe. And so we believe that we live in a great community that wants good things for our students, and so we believe that bringing students back to school is a good thing. Students are suffering being at home. They're missing their friends, they're getting depressed and anxious and stressed, and so we believe coming back to school is a positive thing. We also recognize that there will be some parents and some students who are nervous about coming to school. Some students may be health compromised, and so they're very concerned about it. So we're going to have a virtual option as well. And so it will be our Novi teachers teaching our Novi curriculum through a virtual setting. But they'll be connecting with students every day, multiple times over the course of a day. It'll be kind of a regular school day experience for students. It'll just be through an online experience. And so those two options we think will create opportunities for our students. I know the High School Athletic Association is making some decisions about what's going to happen this fall with athletics, but we anticipate there will be some form of athletics. They may switch some seasons and do some things like that, but we anticipate that there'll be some extracurricular activities for students to participate in as well. And so even though it will be a different kind of school year experience to start with, we believe that we can create a safe environment for our students and that we can bring them back safely and get them back into the rhythm of school. We know that that's important for students to have some sort of structure for their day. It's also important for parents so they can go to work and be part of the community. So we want to be partners with our community to ensure that our students have a great school experience come this fall.
It sounds like you have a very good plan in place, and with anything, you and I know that plans we start, and plans get revised.
They do.
You look at things as things change. I know the library also, when you're visiting this summer with us being in our phase 4 right now, people are coming in and it's grab and go, and so we're giving them that opportunity to be in. People are being wonderful with wearing masks. Mm-hmm. We have, just like you said, lots of hand sanitizer around the building, lots of extra cleaning going on in the building. Limiting the time, that people are in just for now, just so there's not a lot of congregating,
right.
But you're not being kept from having the library experience. I look forward to, us moving into another phase where our computers will then be available and we can be able to do by appointment and things and make it more available to the community. Our cafe, though, is open.
That's good.
So we need to tell people that yes, the library's cafe is open. The library's book nook is open. So if you are not wanting to check out a book, but you're looking to buy one because maybe you're, going up north or going away for the weekend and you'd rather have something you can take, not have to worry, you can purchase a paperback. Our friends have been huge supporters of the Novi Library, and that's one way that they do that is through the Book Nook. It is always a pleasure meeting you and sitting down and talking with you. I look forward, and so does my team, to working with you. So if there's anything that comes up as you start to plan that open to school. Obviously, new students coming in, new kindergarten
right.
students that will be joining the district and might need a library card, we're here for you. If there's resources that we can partner with, I'm always available by phone
right.
and in person at any time for you. It's always a pleasure working with you, with the school board, and with your team. So I thank you so much, and I wish you a wonderful, I know you've got a few more weeks
That's right.
before it really gets crazy and you start planning for that September open. But I wish you the very best and continue your reading. And thank you for joining us on Beyond Books today.